Hey there everybody, it's Thorpian, and I'm back to tell you about how to build a short wheat, carrot, or potato farm in the garden after the updates that have made things tiny, and how to make this a nice semi-AFK farm. Now, before we get started, I would like you, if you've been around here for a while, been playing Minecraft, been playing YouTube, just go ahead and close your eyes for a second or stare off into the farthest thing you can see from here and just repeat to yourself, the things that I want to do matter. All right, let's get started. So, in order to build this farm, we're going to need a blank plot like before. And for this one, if you want to use a day saver, you can actually go ahead and start on this layer. But if not, if you want to fit it into as much space as possible, maybe make a roof, I don't know, whatever you want to do, we're going to show you how to build it, or I'm going to show you how to build it in the most compact way. So the first thing is I'm going to put a wall on either side, and I'm going to be using my handy dandy dark oak. Now for this one, you actually do need a wall at least on one side because we are going to be placing water in a little bit of a weird way. And then we're going to break this block, and then we're going to go ahead and break every fifth block. So break 1, 2, 3, 4, break 1, 2, 3, 4, break all the way across. All right, we've got ahead and broken those blocks. Now, I would recommend that you put a wall on one side, but you don't need a wall on the other side. And I'll tell you why when we get to the end of the farm. It should be pretty obvious once we get there. So then you're going to grab your builder's ruler, and you're going to shift right click in that hole you broke to get rid of the dirt every fifth block. So I'm going to go across and do it all the way. You may need to reset your builder's ruler by going to the hub for 7 seconds. All right, now we've had all of the blocks broken, and we didn't actually need to reset the ruler because we didn't make any mistakes, which is great. So now, unfortunately, you can't just place blocks right on the bedrock. So if you're doing it this way, you're going to have to go ahead and place all of these half slabs by hand. You can place any half slab you want. I'm using dark oak because I honestly don't know at this point. Apparently, I have a thing for dark oak. So I'm going to go ahead and place these into all of the holes that we just made. All right, so we've placed all of the half slabs. Next up is grabbing our infinite dirt wand, and we're going to put it into our builder's ruler. Now the half slabs are honestly probably the hardest part of the build in my opinion. So then you're going to make sure that you are on the block above the half slab. So if you want to keep a filler block there, I do. We're just going to go ahead and place dirt all the way across like this. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and start the next layer. So that's really it for this layer, except for like water and crops and stuff. And for this farm, unlike the other ones, I actually would recommend building the whole thing first and then placing the water, just because I think it's easier that way, but you can do it either way you want. So we're gonna go ahead and do some infinite dirting here in order to be able to place things in the right place. So 1, 2 blocks. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to slabs again. So then you're going to place your slabs just like that, 2 blocks above. All the way across. And then make sure to extend your wall upwards as you go, or just do the whole thing at once, whichever way is easier for you. I'm going to go ahead and do that whole thing at once. All right, so now we want to place glowstone on this same layer. So you only need 1 row of glowstone. So I'm going to put it on the far row. It doesn't matter. You can put it in the middle. You can put it on the left. It makes absolutely no difference to the farm, but you do need glowstone in order to have your crops grow. So I'm going to place the first layer right there, And then I'm going to go ahead and place it that same way all the way across. All right, now that we've placed our glowstone, next step is to go one block above it and place dirt again. So we're going to go ahead and builder's ruler this to make it easier. And I know that I'm like encroaching out and out on this plot, but that's okay because we're just going to erase it anyway. Okay, placed another layer of dirt, and now we're up for our next layer of slabs. So 1, and then 2, and we're gonna go ahead and place slabs here. So switch, and slabs. All right, slabs all the way across. Next, we're gonna place another layer of glowstone, just like the last one, on this last block. Glowstone is placed. Now we swap over to the infinite dirt wand. Place a bunch of dirt that way. And we place our dirt here on top. That's wrong. Undo that. Okay, glowstone is placed. Now we swap over to our infinite dirt wand. And we're going to go ahead and place dirt across here. And place dirt up top. Just like before. All right, dirt is now placed. And last but not least, we need to do one more layer of glowstone. So we're going to go ahead and put a block here to block the infinite dirt wand. Infinite dirt wand across, switch to glowstone, and place glowstone. Now you can skip this if you're going to use a day saver, because this will be your top layer, obviously. All right, and with that, we've finished the basic structure of the farm. Now we need to add water, and we need to add, we need to hoe all these things. So we're going to grab our hoe of greatest tilling. We're going to grab our prisma pumps, and we're going to go to the opposite end of this where we don't have all our dirt, or we can get rid of all that, guiding dirt that we placed. And we're going to go ahead and prisma pump on all of these guys. So we're going to prisma pump on the slabs on every layer. And we're going to hoe all the dirt on every layer. Gone ahead and hoed it all and put all the water down. Now what we're going to do is go back and make sure that we didn't miss any spots, because if you remember, the prisma pump likes to glitch out. So there are definitely some gaps. So to do that, to fix that, we're going to go back in here and re-prisma pump. It can be a little bit annoying, but it'll copy and paste over for the next time. Okay, so this is gonna be our farm. So this is basically it. It's not obviously planted yet, and the turns aren't done. And the reason for that is because we want to copy and paste it. So we're gonna go into our desk. We're gonna grab configure plots. We're gonna go to the plot where this guy is, and we're gonna go ahead and save preset as Super Farm 3 or whatever you want to save it as. So that saves. Then we're going to copy and paste that preset across. and conveniently get rid of all those nasty guide blocks that we had. All right, so while I'm pasting this over, I want to talk to you a little bit about placement. So if you've been following my guide exactly, you've done 2 5x1s, and you're probably wondering, well, how on earth are we going to be able to fit all of these crops in? So in order to make it infinite, you need 3 plots for each of these crops. Now that can be 3 plots of 1 layer, or it can be 1 plot with 3 layers. If you want to do 1 plot with 3 layers, you're going to need a little bit more teleport pads in order to make it semi-AFK. So you'll need 6 instead of 2. If you've been kind of basically doing it where each farm gets 2, you'll have plenty of TP pads left over. You can keep it simple and just do 1 plot is 3 layers. Each plot is 1 farm. And for that, we have 3 plots left over, and that's all we need. If you unlock this plot, you'll get the 14th plot that I was talking about, and you'll be able to get a netherwort farm in as well, and thus you'll be able to have all of your plots, all of your farms in these 14 plots, except cocoa. Because, well, yeah. Anyway, hopefully when they up the garden growth rates, you'll actually be able to fit cocoa in this space as well, maybe like over here somewhere. Alternatively, if you want to be a little bit crazy, you can actually break half of this garden like base plot in the middle, and you can then do 1, 2, and then half of this plot and half of this plot. You can paste into this plot and just only use half. It's a little bit more not pretty, so I don't know if I would recommend that for you guys. I'm gonna do it just because I really like the convenience of like 1 floor, 1 crop. Don't need to worry about extra TP pads, and I might even do like a little TP launch station where I'll be able to go to the first start of my farm and use an extra TP pad for every farm that way, so I don't have to like actually travel through the garden. It's up to you, but basically you can fit these farms easily. You can fit them like a little bit more difficultly if you so choose, which may make it a little bit more convenient to farm, but it's up to you. All right, so we've gone ahead and pasted these guys in. I'm going to show you how to do the turns for these so that you can make it semi-AFK. So for this, we're going to need launch pads, and I've put my launch pads somewhere. Nope, we're going to need those too, though. There we go. Here's launch pads. So as we've done in previous videos, you're going to get rid of your last 2 blocks on the end wherever you want to make your end. Okay, so we broke the last 2 blocks of dirt, and something that'll make kind of your life easier is to actually place 3 blocks of dirt like this in order to get rid of the water and then get rid of this dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that dirt and the glowstone because it is in our way. All right, we've gone ahead and gotten rid of all the glowstone. Next step is going to be to connect these guys using 4 blocks like this. Alternatively, you could break them all and then use the builder's ruler to place, except for on this bottom one because of bedrock problems. Okay, we've gone ahead and connected all of those with a 4 block long thing. Next, we're going to grab our builder's ruler. We're going to pick our slabs or a whole block if you prefer and put it right here to do our like leaning up against platform. We're going to do that all the way down like that. Now you can get rid of this block or you can add one to it. You can do whatever you want. You can leave them if you don't care if it looks pretty. It doesn't really matter. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our launch pads and pick a direction. So I'm going to be coming from this way to here. So this is, we're going to grab our golden axe. or whatever tool you're using, and we're going to place our launch pads. So we are going to horizontal, we can keep at 5, and vertical 1. Horizontal 5, vertical 1. Horizontal 5, vertical 1. And we're going to place these launch pads every other one of these in the exact same way. The one thing we have to make sure is that we place a block on this top part like that to make sure that we have the little cap to direct our launch most effectively. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then the other thing I'm going to do is to place a stop block here. So launch pad, stop block, launch pad, stop block. Oops, not there. Stop block all the way across on all the levels. I would actually recommend placing your slime blocks or your launch pads first, and then grabbing a prisma pump, going from the opposite end and prisma pumping across all of this space so that you always remain in the water and you never have to deal with any water flowing issues. Now, the alternative is to do like something with signs or trap doors or something to make sure that you never get caught in the water flow, but I feel like this is by far the easiest option. And then you'd go back and you would place your stop blocks and get rid of this dirt block that you placed here, because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to prisma pump across, which makes your life a lot easier. Okay, so we've gone ahead and finished all the turns for this side of the farm. Now we're going to make sure to trace one of these back and do it for the other side of the farm, wherever your other side might be. If it's 1 plot, 2 plots, 3 plots, whatever it's going to do. I'm going to do something a little crazy where I'm going to have like 2 plots halfway and then 3 plots. So, you know, if you come to my farm, that might not be what you want to copy. Other than that, that's it. So I'm going to plant these and I'm going to show you how to farm them. Alrighty, I've gone ahead and edited up the edges of my farm. I have planted my farm, and so I'm going to show you how you farm it. So you pop into whichever farm you're interested in. You walk over to make sure you're down here. You look at exactly 90 or 0 or 180 degrees, depending on what angle you used. 0.01 usually works out okay. If you want to set it exactly, just go to the TP pad and have yourself, like, go to the end and then TP yourself to the start, and make sure that when you have it, you say the direction is whichever direction you need to be to farm. So in my case, that's south. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and set this guy to this, and then not move our mouse, hold down left click, and hold down the arrow, and our rancher's boots are gonna be set to 115, and that's it. So I'm gonna show you how this works. You go all the way across, and you're gonna break 4 at a time. You notice I'm getting a pretty solid amount of crops per minute here. This is very efficient. There are 5 wide farms. It doesn't matter as long as they use the same angle. Once you start switching angles, then things get weird. But if 90 degrees is the angle, then it's just, you'll break the same amount of crops per minute. You'll just be walking slower if you have a 5 long farm. So pop, and we went to the next, and then we switched and go left. And that's how it's gonna go all the way across. Now notice the slime block, the little, whatever it's called, pushed me forward, and I was a little bit above, so it took about a half second to drop. That's just because the slime pad is a full block and we're walking on half slabs, so it can't really teleport us straight as nicely. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have now the way to build every single semi-AFK non-vertical farm. I hope that you enjoyed this little series. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!